survive, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, anytime we have to talk about high life, I'm super excited. Now, when we have to look at the brains, behind the beautiful tunes that we enjoy, now that is even more a great experience. And that is why this morning we are so excited, to be talking to one of the huge personalities we have in high life music, in music in general in this country. I don't think that we can talk about Ghana music without mentioning Rex Omar.
Rex Owusu Mafo.
Now, apart from, something, apart from music, I like his personality.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Tell me.
For me, I don't know him on one-on-one basis, but I think that he comes across as a very disciplined person. I mean, he's very bold, he's brave, somebody who doesn't really care about what people say.
It's about the principles.
Thank you very much. And it's an honor to have him here. He is a legend, and I think that it's very necessary for us to celebrate our legends whilst they are alive. And we say special condolences, to the families of A.B. Crenshaw, another legend, and I think that it is important we do this, whilst they are alive, they should know how we appreciate them.
Yes,
I mean, people have their own issues. I mean, everybody has what they come with, You may not agree with them on certain things,
A legend is a legend.
All in all, you can't take away their experiences, the fact that they are legends. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome our personality for the morning, Rex Owusu Mafo. Rex Omar. Uncle Rex, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. Now, when you listen to this song, what comes to your mind?
Sometimes I don't believe it is me because, with music, you have to be kind of emotional, the soft side of you. But for the past 10 years, I'm not in the soft side of me. So when I listen to this, I ask myself, so am I the one doing this? It's interesting.
Great.
And especially when I see people when they say, "Oh, I'm a fan of yours." To me, it's like an award. It's like wow. Because for you to do something for somebody to appreciate, it makes you feel like, okay, I did something worthy.
I mean, you've done so many things right, because you hear oh, it's your lover, and you hear Abiba, I mean, these were the songs.
When I was in Teco.
Rex Omar has been Rex Omar since I can remember. Uncle Rex, let's know you more. Who is Rex Omar? Where were you born? Who are your parents? Do you have siblings?
I was born in Kumasi.
Okay. Well, that's why maybe we connect like that. I'm a Kumasi babe.
I was born in Kumasi and some 57 years ago. My father was a medical doctor. I have, on my father's side, we're 15, and with my mother's side, we're 7. And I'm the second born of my father, and the first son. And then on my mother's side, I'm the firstborn. So music is something that is in the family. Even though my father was a medical doctor, he used to play the guitar and the mouth organ and all those harmonica. Then he used to direct the choir and all that, So
which church was this?
Used to be Methodist, and later on, my grandmother got out of Methodist and formed her own church. So these churches that we call spiritual churches. So that is where I started doing songs like Marble and all those things. That's where I got the inspiration from. So even though my father taught me how to play the guitar, but he didn't want me to do music as a profession.
Why?
Because he said he hasn't seen any Ghanaian musician who is living a decent life. So even though he's doing music, but he's doing it as a hobby, and he's doing medicine as something to put food on the table. So, but I don't know how God made me, how he made me. I decided to prove my father wrong. So I said I will still do music and live a decent life. And this, I'm going to bet you that I will succeed in doing music and still because I didn't understand why he thought that way. So he wanted me to go to school to become a lawyer.
Okay.
And then if I want to do music, do it as a hobby. Then I said no.
But what did your mother think?
My mother was she was also singing in a choir, but she was into fashion.
Okay.
You know, so my mother didn't want to disturb what I want to do, because I remember she was always arguing with my father that he should allow me to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I thank God that I was able to prove my father wrong, because he associated musicianship with kubolo and smoking ganja, chasing women, becoming an alcoholic and all that. Because most of the friends of his, those were actively in music.
That's what their lives were like.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, so that was his reason. But thankfully, I was able to prove him wrong.
Super. No, we love God and you as well for becoming a musician and not a lawyer. Tell us about your educational background.
Okay. My father, because he wanted me to become a lawyer, in my defiance, I told him that when I was Form 1, I did the common entrance and I got distinction.
Okay, Form 1 at where?
Form 1 at Swami Methodist.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I was supposed to go to secondary school, and that's where my father was pushing me to. He was hard on, so I didn't go. So when I got to Form 3, getting to Form 4, I did again. I got the distinction. And he actually seriously pushed me to go to, if I wasn't going to do the law, then I should go into do some technical stuff. So he took me to KTI. Okay. But it's like my father was really passionate about this formal education thing. Yeah. And I knew that if I do it, the music is out. So I told him I'm not going to do it. I'm going to finish my Form 4. And I'll teach myself whatever I want to learn. So long as I can read and understand what I read and I can write, that is to me the basis of education. Anything I want to learn myself.
So is that what you did?
So that's what I did. So I've never been to secondary school. I've never been to university. Everything I know, I taught myself.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
How were you doing that?
I think it's a gift. You know, just like music. To me, it's a gift. Any subject that I put my mind on, I'm a very, very fast learner. And I learn deep. Yeah. So any subject I put my mind on, I'm able to decipher, delve deep into the subject matter, and learn whatever I need to learn. Those necessary ones, those ones that are not necessary, I just throw them away and then focus on the necessary ones. And that's what has helped me with my life, be in my career as a musician and also as an entrepreneur and all that. Wow. So that's how I've lived my life.
Interesting. So were you at any point, singing in church?
Yes. I was singing in church, my grandmother's church, and I also went to Assemblies of God. And I was very young. People think that I'm some 70-year-old. No, because I started very early.
That's why.
I released my first album at age 17, Okay. So wow. I finished Form 4 at age 15. Okay. So I started early. So when I went to Assemblies of God and all these things, I formed a quartet. So every Sunday you'll be playing for the church. And I realized that they looked at you like just something doing the work of God, somebody doing the work of God. And when you finish, that kind of stuff. So one day I went to the church council and I said, look, I want to go to studio. Yeah. So if the church can sponsor my recording, and they said I should give them 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they came to tell me that the church does not sponsor musicians. So I said, okay. Then I will go to, in the church, they call it the worldly people, they call them Ewiasefo.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, if I'm in the church and I'm doing gospel music and the church does not sponsor gospel music, I'll go to the Ewiasefo and get sponsorship and I'll do the Ewiasefo music. So I stopped. Since then, I've never been to church.
Since that?
Since that is 85, I stopped. I don't want to have anything to do with church.
So when you approached them, you know, for the sponsorship, were you going to do? Were you going to record
gospel music? My first 3 albums were gospel songs. Okay. My first 3 albums. So if you look, my first album was called Adomonsem. Okay. The second was called Asida. The third one is Awarepa. So Awarepa is where I was delving, crossing over from gospel to secular.
That was Awarepa.
Awarepa, the one Ebenya, that is the one that has Ebeye, Psalm 27, and then Odofone Wine. That album was a major hit, and that was the album that brought me to the limelight. After that we formed Nacorex. So I had my 3 albums. Okay. And I was established before Nacorex.
So who initiated, I mean, the collaboration of Nacorex?
Yes. Nacorex was a group in default. We did not sit to plan to form a group. Okay. We happened to be under one management. I was based in Kumasi, and those days there was this dancing competition called Embassy Double Do.
Okay.
So they gave the franchise to one Nigerian businessman, Mr. Smart Beniti. He was running Balkan Airlines. Okay. So he wanted us to perform during the Double Do tour nationwide. So then our part was a big hit. And Amaziba has also done Ama. And Akoswe Japan has also done Frema. So we were like top 3 artists, and then the man wanted us to perform during the Double Do. So when we started the performance, he ended up saying that he wants to manage us. Okay. So we ended up under one management. So that is how Nacorex came in. One day, as artists, we were broken, and Amanziba brought the idea that, look, Charlie, everybody bring 2 songs, let's go and record. And then put it out. Okay. So Amanziba suggested that we do that. So to us, we were just broke artists, young artists. We lived in the same room, the same. Oh yes.
Oh really? At where?
Initially, we used to live in at Dansuma, Akoswe's mother's house. Okay. And the 3 of us, we contributed and we bought a car. Renault 4, I remember. Renault 4, the one that yes. So the 3 of us, we owned one private car, and we were living together. So we were that close, you know. So then we recorded. To us, it wasn't like we are forming a group that we have sat down to plan. No. It was, we went to studio, recorded.
Fixing a financial problem.
Exactly, to fix a financial problem. So our focus was, we want a definite hit. So that we can, those days when you record, as soon as people smell that it's a hit, they'll give you an advance to become the distributor or whatever. So when we finished the recording, even when we were in studio, people were chasing us. So as soon as we finished the recording, boom, it became a hit.
So, and then, please go on.
And then we started performing together.
So which song was this?
Yeah.
Palogo was a major hit.
Yes. It was I mean, it's also timeless.
You know.
I mean, these are the songs. You know, these are the songs.
And if you listen to all the tracks on the album, Palogo was the major hit. And in any album, you have the song that makes the noise. And the song that sustains the album. Okay. So there are specific songs that they don't make the noise, but they sustain the album. So if you listen to you listen to those. So these are the songs that held the album for a long time, and that was the banger, you know. So within a short period of time, we have sold over 500,000 copies. So it was difficult for us to come back to our individual names, because now Nacorex swallowed Rexoma, Nacorex swallowed Nat Brew, Nacorex swallowed Akoswe Japan. So everything became Nacorex. So we decided that, okay.
I'm sure the Nigerian businessman was very happy.
Yes. But you see, the good aspect of it is, before we went to do this recording, we had broken up with him. And that is how we were broke, and we needed to find a way out.
So now you're independent.
We were independent, you know. So when we left his management, we didn't have anything. So what do we do? Amanziba said, let's go to studio to record quickly to fix ourselves up. And it was a brilliant decision. So he became like Amanziba is, I think, 4 years older than me or so. So, and I'm also 2 years older than Akosia. So he became like our senior brother. So whatever he says, we follow, you know. And it was a good decision he made. And that is what brought about Nakorex.
The great Nakorex.
So people wanted us to continue as a group.
Yes.
But imagine that a young hustler from Kumasi who wants to prove my father wrong. I've done my first, second, third album. I was a hit. I played in the stadiums with Kool and the Gang and whatever. Before Nakorex, it was impossible for me to continue like Nakorex. I wanted to come back to Rexoma because I had my dreams. And Amanziba had his plans, and Akosia also had her plans. So people think that there was a major problem. No, it was clash of ideas and directions. And then I had married. I married very, very young because to me, when I was 21 years, I said to myself that if I don't marry before I make a hit, I can never marry again. Because I will not trust any woman. I will think that they are coming to me because of my fame.
And money and stuff,
so I want to get married when I am nobody. So before we even did Nakorex, I had married and had my first born. I married at age 24.
That was quite early.
Yes. And I've stayed with that woman up to today.
Oh, wow.
We have 4 kids. They are no longer kids. They are big kids.
But I know to daddies and mummies, they're always kids. After Nakorex album... so how long, how long did Nakorex stay?
We are still Nakorex.
I mean, but now,
as a group, we did not stay that long. It was after 2 years of the recording, we decided to go back to studio. This time, we decided to use Nakorex as a label. So we're going to use Nakorex to introduce Nakorex presents Nadbrew. Nakorex presents Akosia Jefong. Nakorex presents Rexoma. Before, if we want to do another Nakorex, we will do. So we went ahead to do the Nakorex present Nadbrew, which was Lolo Juju. You know? And after that, finances, Ghana music industry, the bigger you become, the more your problems come through. Because when you make a first major hit, all the radio presenters and DJs who helped in promoting the album, psychologically, they think you've made the big money. So the follow-up album, everybody wants to enjoy a piece. And it makes it difficult. So that is when I actually proposed to Amanziba that, look, I want to go back to my Rexoma thing, and then the way things are going. So we all agreed. So there was a vacuum, there was a gap. I had to, when I went back to studio, I recorded Kotosa. I did everything. People didn't mind me because people still didn't remember Rexoma and they wanted Nakorex. So bringing back the brand Rexoma was difficult. So I had to travel to England to go and work so as to be able to raise money to go back to studio.
So what did you do in England?
I was doing 3 jobs. I mean, as a company called Perkinson there. It's a glass manufacturing company. So I was working full time there. And then I was also doing some 4 hours every Sunday and Saturday. It was to me no life. Raise money and go back to studio.
So let me ask you this, Uncle Rex. Is it important or very necessary, for people in showbiz, especially doing showbiz in Ghana, to have other jobs, to give them money?
It is imperative. I mean, look, music is a seasonal thing. Any musician who makes a mistake thinking that you can be in your limelight forever is a big mistake. And there is a trickery there. Psychologically, you think that because you've made a hit, it is automatic that your following album will also become a hit. There is no law like that. So most musicians I see are living in their past glories. He made a hit some time ago, so he sees himself as a star. So there are certain things that he wouldn't want to do. And You may be star in the eyes of yourself, but you are broke in the pocket. And is the financial economic situation will expose you and disgrace you. So it is very important that when you make the name, you can use the name to create other businesses that will widen your income streams. So a lot of musicians don't understand this, and that is why unfortunately some of them grow up and they have nothing to show. And it's something that I believe a lot of musicians go through a lot of stresses. Some of them go under depression and stuff like that because they become very huge. And it is a curse to become popular without money. Because if nobody knows you, you can get to some corner and take your house at cocoa, and if you are quietly, nobody knows you. You can join your trot, nobody knows you. But when you become a public figure, the public expect you to live a certain lifestyle that you can't sustain. And some of them are driven to do other stuff that I don't want to mention. You know, it drives some people to get into visa racketeering and all manner of just to sustain the.
But you know, I like the fact that you've mentioned that at a point you had to go work and raise money. Correct. Is it our fault as a people, as a country? I know we will get there. I know there are some structural problems in music, in acting, I mean in showbiz in general. But is it the fault of Ghanaians or your fans that you became a big star and in your old age you can't, you know, sustain yourself and then blame all of us and expect that we come and finance you?
No, it is not. Look, I keep telling some of the musicians that, look, if teachers with their meager salaries are able to live decent lives when they grow up, it's all about planning. Investment, planning and planning and planning. Because, look, the money that you use to sell pure water is the same money you used to do studio work. I ask myself, why should I go to studio to record a single and go and spend 40,000, 50,000 Ghana cedis to do a video to show off? 50,000 is somebody's capital that is using to take care of an entire family. So musicians are always driven by passion to show to people what he can do. So when you make a first test and the money is coming, remember that it will not continue forever. So invest some of the money in other things. For the past, say, 15 years or so, I've not been active in music. I've not been earning money actually from being active in music. But I'm cool. I'm okay. Because when the rain was falling, I invested one way or the other, and I taught myself to go deep into entrepreneurship and to go into serious business so that I can do the music as a hobby, do it because of the love, not because I have to. If you don't do this, what happens is, as you're growing up and you're broke, I can't imagine myself today struggling with Kwame Eugene's and whatever for shows. I mean, how? And you expect them to respect you. It will never happen. You know, so at this age, I do the music because of the love. When I'm going to studio to record, I'm not going to record because somebody will buy. I don't care whether you want to buy or not. I have a lot of work that I've not even released. If you ask me to come and perform, I'll check my time. Do I really want to do this? I don't care how much money you want to give me. If I'm doing it because I want to do it, not because if I don't do it. No. You see, and that is important. It's very, very, very important. And I'm looking for a time that I'll get the opportunity to educate some of our people, some of these things. And when God gives you the talent to create songs, songs never die. I have a lot of songs that, as I sit, even last 2 weeks, I signed a contract for these songs to be published globally. Because I did not sell my rights and I protected my rights, as I sit, I am 100% owner of all my compositions.
Wow.
It is a property.
That's important. That's important.
If I had sold the right of Dada Dida, I couldn't have taken Joy Daddy to court and sue them and collect money.
Have they paid the money?
I've collected my money.
Oh, now there was some good money, you know, to pay.
You see,
200.
how many, you have to, people must understand that some of these things, however you earn money from music, whether you performed, whether somebody used your song and you sued him, whether somebody used it is money.
Yeah, it's true.
So income is income. So long as it comes from your creativity, it's an income.
But Uncle Rex, I have a certain concern. You know, we are in a space where people do, especially in showbiz, when I feel that when musicians get to a certain stage that they become icons, they become legends, you know, young ones come and we turn our attention to the young ones and we leave the people that those. So for instance, this is Rex Omar. Rex Omar has all the experience. This is the time that Rex Omar has to be an ambassador, to be out there to promote Ghana music, you know, because if you put him on an international stage against anybody in the world, I mean, he has played all the shows, and so he's a fantastic ambassador. I don't know what you make of this. And then we feel that, oh, so you hear young people and then we call them, oh, so at this point, the David is the high life artist, the best high life artist in Ghana. He's the king of high life. He's the king of that. You know, I don't know what you make of that.
There is no age limit so long as music is concerned. Ghana is a small country, and our market does not really exist. If a Nigerian musician make a single hit, the Nigerians in Nigeria alone, there are over 200 million people, and the Nigerian diaspora is huge. In West Africa, in ratio, if you see one Ghanaian, you must see 7 Nigerians. So they have a market that we don't have. Most artists concentrate too much in Ghana, and there are too many artists. The market is saturated. Too many artists fighting for the same small cake. And there's no structure that we call Ghana music industry. We don't have such thing. We use those terminologies, but we don't have a music industry or recording industry. Otherwise, it is only recently that you have some labels, independent labels, trying to do some stuff. But because as a state, we still have not come to terms that we need, in terms of policy, to invest in the creative economy to create opportunities for young people, not only in music, but in the entire creative ecosystem. Fashion, music, photography, cinematography, whatever. And a country that we claim we want to create jobs for the youth. Yet, we can't research to understand that investing in this sector, investing in creative economy, reflects on the tourism. But we are still not there. The policymaker, the Ghanaian politicians still do not understand. I think it stems from our culture. Because anything that has to do with showbiz, when you release an album, all your friends want a copy for free. When you want to do a show, the very people who have money to support or sponsor you are the very people who want to have the front row without paying anything. VVIP. And some of them, even if you give me a ticket, that kind of stuff. You know, so unlike other countries like Nigeria, a rich man will call an artist and say, look, I'll support you, just for people to know that I supported you. So it's a culture stuff. We don't have the market, so that's why Ghanaian musicians make a hit. No matter how big the hit is, he's still struggling. It is only currently that because of globalization and technology, the boundaries that was created by the first world people has kind of been broken a little bit. Because previously, when you release the work, you have to have the Sonys and the BMGs and the Polygrams to sign you on to be able to have a wider market. But today, because of social media and the technology, when you release and you have a team who have the know-how and you have the required capital to back it, your music, you can be in Ghana and your music will blow all over the world. So it is better now, but it's capital intensive.
Yeah.
You need to have a marketing strategy, marketing plan with the required finances to be able to push it and the know-how.
Okay.
You know, so
So well, now we are moving to the structures and how to make the musician live well. Like you've mentioned, the rights belong to you. You did not sign it off. Sometimes, due to challenges and stuff like that, one must eat. You know, you have to take certain decisions that ordinarily you wouldn't, but things will push you. We will go into musicians' rights, music rights, all the problems that have come out of GHAMRO and all that. I mean, this has created some kind of rift between you and your sister, you know, Akosia, the beat, all these kind of issues. We'll come to that, Uncle Rex. But before that, let's just refresh ourselves, you know, with this hit from Uncle Rex. All right, that's Uncle Rex, you know. My baby, I wanna rock you tonight, cause I'm in the mood. You know, this song became a national discussion, you know. Well, like everybody was like, Charlie, Maxima has released a certain Uncle Rex, you know, when all that conversation was going on, how did you feel?
You know, this song was a kind of a rebel song. Because, you know, when you come from a Krife background, then you have to be careful of what you write and all that. But here is the situation. I'm pushed to the wall. I did, after Anaquest, I did Kotosa. No matter how much I pushed it, nobody bothered. Now I'm in England working to go back to studio. So when I was able to raise a little money to go back to studio, first, I wanted to bring a sound that is unique. Because see, a sound to a ear is like sugar to the tongue. So I wanted to bring a sound that is completely new. First, before Abiba came, hardly will you hear Ghanaian music being played in the clubs. Because it was not punchy enough. And before Abiba came, hardly will you hear a high-tech type of video. So Abiba was recorded with Jamaicans.
Okay.
Only few Ghanaians were part, Polinodro, and so I did it with West Indies, Indians, so as to be able to get their perception of sound from what Ghanaians are used to. Because if I had recorded with Ghanaian engineers have perception of sound. It's like me giving you a Ferrari and then giving somebody a Tico. If your perception of speed is 100 kilometers, it doesn't matter whether you are driving a Ferrari or whatever. So I wanted to change the sound. And then secondly, I wanted to also ensure that I don't lose my high life, and at the same time ensure that the music will be played in the club. When I did Kotosa, nobody mind me. I came back to Ghana. I heard Ragum Ragumzo.
Okay.
Woman Inyas, something there. And everybody was happy. It was a big hit. I said, oh, okay.
This is
what you want.
Okay.
Because so far as I'm concerned, living in England was not my thing. I was there just to be able to do something. So when I was going to studio, it was not a matter of just another recording. I wanted a definite hit that would change
to make
the
a
game,
statement.
to make a statement to change the game. So when I finished the recording, thankfully I came to Ghana and I met Ibrahim Ohinijan. He was also a young guy and said, Rex, look, let us do a video that will change this thing. And those days, the technology, I remember the computers you were using, something small, you have to sit for 2 hours for rendering.
render.
So we spent a lot of time on the video with Mike Cook and everybody. So like, you see, some of these things, it doesn't happen only because of Rex Omar. It was a whole Ghanaian creatives coming around to push something. You know, so when Abraham did the video, it was like something new in the system. I remember shooting one video. We shot it here. He took all the masters to England to do telecine, and it was a whole stuff. He has to bring 60 millimeters, whatever, their own technologies, film everything, send back to England, do telecine, bring it back, so as to be able to get a kind of video that can be showed in Europe. When he did this video was hooked in MCM in France, and it was showed consistently for 1 year. Every day it was played more than 5 times for 1 year. And that is how I became popular in the Francophone countries. You know, so Abiba changed the scene. So Lumba also came, heard Abiba say, okay. Then he went to do Abenwa. You know, so that is
so you succeeded in changing it. Now the direction was
because
changing.
So when I did Abiba, first I broke the yoke of being krife. I had to say things. I remember when I was writing this song, and my wife was cooking in the kitchen. We were in England. That's how with my guitar, and she's so krife. So I said, look, I'm writing my song. I don't need your comment. Because her father is Muslim. So Abiba is her. Her name is Abiba.
Okay.
So it's my wife. So I said, okay, I'm writing the song about you, and I don't need your comment.
That's all.
So please, you just close your ears. Then I finished, and I did another track because I wanted a definite hit. I did another track called Konka. Her real name is Abramapa. I said, it's not about any girl, it's you. You are my wife, and I don't want to live in England, so I want to make a hit. So I'm writing my song, please leave me alone. So when I finished the recording, I said, I'm going to Ghana. In 6 months, if I don't make a hit, I'm coming back. If I make a hit, come home, because I don't want to live in England. So when I came, and after 3-4 months, Abiba became a hit. Pam, I said, Rabba, come home.
We have some messages for people who are watching. This is Jacob Beecham. He says, watching the program live from Koforidua. Greetings to all the Koforidua people. God bless you, Rex Omar, for the statement you made about musicians, that they shouldn't think they can stay on forever. Investment is very important when you come to the limelight as a human, not necessarily being a star, but just generally living on this planet. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a very good one there. This one also says, God bless you guys and Uncle Rex Omar for the enlightenment. Great guy. Another one coming is Kofi from Axem. Okay. Kofi says, I can't keep calm. Uncle Rex, I can't keep calm. Your songs still slaps by every stretch. He says, we miss you and God bless you. This is coming from, Zita. Zita from Villa Grace. Okay, yeah.
Now, Uncle Rex, let's talk about GHAMRO. What exactly is the problem? Why can't musicians get their due?
There is a problem and there is not a problem.
Okay.
One major problem about GHAMRO is ignorance. The members do not understand what GHAMRO is meant to be.
Okay.
You see, ask me why I didn't want to be in England. It's because of some of these things, the structure stuff that we didn't have. Because when I started Abiba, I realized that there is no structure to protect my rights globally. So I registered first with PRS. And then I got a deal with Sony in Switzerland. So I moved my rights protection to Switzerland, Suiza. And the way the system works there, even when you go for an interview on a station like this, they pay you.
Okay.
So I asked myself, so how are all Ghanaians going to benefit from this? With the little knowledge I have, let me go back home. I want to delve deep and learn everything about collective management and go back home to help. So that's how come I'm too much of a Ghanaian to a fault.
Yeah.
You know, I love this country so much that sometimes I do things that I forget that I may be even killed. You see, my own sister, Akosua Japan, what she's doing is based on ignorance. She doesn't understand. That's why I don't mind her, because we are too close for me to even make comments about her. Yeah. I understand that there is a lot of frustration in the music industry. I came to help. To them, it's like every musician thinks GHAMRO is the solution of your problem. No.
Yeah.
Your revenue streams, when somebody asks you to come and perform, you don't give your money to GHAMRO. Your management go and negotiate. You collect your money, put in your pocket. When you sell your records, your money doesn't come to GHAMRO. When you sign your endorsement, your money doesn't come to GHAMRO. GHAMRO's work is dealing with performing rights, enabling rights, and maybe synchronization. Even synchronization, GHAMRO has to take your permission before they can collect on your behalf.
Okay.
And these are rights that comes strictly in small. Then it can become something else.
But is GHAMRO well positioned to be able to do this?
GHAMRO, I will not even use the word GHAMRO. GHAMRO just came, let's say, 9 years ago. It used to be COSGA, which was a quasi-government. COSGA was run by civil servants, and I and other people said no. We fought for the copyright law to be changed so that the right owners can have their own organization to handle our own rights. So when the law was changed and gave birth to 3 different CMOs, i.e. GHAMRO for music, ASOC for audiovisuals, Copy Ghana for literary works. So we have 3 CMOs. GHAMRO is to be dealing with music. Okay. Now, majority of the musicians thought GHAMRO is another association like Musica. But GHAMRO is not like that. GHAMRO has a straight jacket. Go and collect and distribute. Elsewhere, when you set up a collective management like this, the first 3 years or 5 years, they don't distribute. You raise the capital to set up the structure and the logistics. Unfortunately, Ghana, from the word go, go and collect the money. The money that you don't have a capital. Go and collect, and whatever you collect, don't spend more than 30% to run everything and give the rest to the owners. So when I went to GHAMRO, even we didn't have. We didn't have any logistic, no technology, nothing. There was no structure. Kojontwi tried to put up something, and they started insulting him here and there. After 2 years, he left. Then I decided that, okay, let me go, if they allow me to help fix this system, because I know what to do. And most of the work that we need to do at GHAMRO does not rely solely on GHAMRO. Some of them is legislative. It relies with government. And it's painfully slow for government to enact new law. Common airline that established the CMOs, for it to be changed, it has taken us 4 to 5 years. Airline. Wow. Right now, the money that we used to get from levies is gone completely, because when the law was passed, it was to take levies on CDs and C0 cassettes. And but who brings cassettes? Who brings whatever? So we need to change the airline to cover all these things, the streaming platform and all this. And it's taking forever.
So, Uncle Rex, in all this, I'm not being able to allow you to tell us the real story because of time. In all this, how do you feel, when the people that you believe you are fighting for think that you are rather the problem? You are embezzling our money. You are not doing what you're supposed to do.
If you look at the narrative, it is only few people. GHAMRO, we have 5,000 membership. Only few people. The same Akoswe Japan, my sister, and some few people who have been talking and talking and talking, and I'm not minding them because I want to focus. And GHAMRO, we are making serious strides. So if I divert my energies towards who is saying what, leadership is about fixing the problems, not about listening to what. If within myself and the board, we know that what we are doing is in the interest of the right owner. I don't care whatever anybody says. If you have any evidence that I've taken GHAMRO's money, take me to court.
Super.
If you don't have that, we are moving on.
Great, great. Fantastic. Now, Uncle Rex, before we let you go, from where I sit, I like people who speak their mind, people who appear kind of disciplined. How would you describe yourself? Because people see you through different lenses. Are you arrogant? Are you difficult? Are you disciplined? How would you describe yourself?
Anybody who knows me and is close to me knows that I'm a very simple and humble person. In my earthly life, I travel very light. I don't have burdens. I'm not materialistic. I don't care. I'm passionate about what I do. Either I'm doing it and doing it right, or I will not touch it.
Okay.
Because I am very principled, even my children sometimes have problems with me, because there is a line you can't cross, so don't dare cross it. Don't try it, because I will not agree. I am one of the people that, when we set up GHAMRO, the initial board, I was on it. When I realized that they were going wrong, I told them, this direction, we are going to hit a wall. Please change course. I said it 1, 2, they didn't agree. I resigned. Because we did not create GHAMRO to make money for ourselves. We created GHAMRO to help change the system. But I realized that things were not going according to plan. I resigned. So the thing is, I am not an arrogant person. In our country, when you are outspoken and you live by conviction, people think that you are kind of, I am not. I am not arrogant. I am very principled, and I believe that it takes principles to lead.
It does.
So that is me.
100%.
Right, and we just love you for who you are. GHAMRO or no GHAMRO. I mean, some of us will sit here and forever love you.
I want to propose something. Uncle Rex needs to come on Upside Down.
Yes, Uncle Rex. So we have a show on Sunday evenings. It's an hour-long show, and I think that we need to. I mean, today we've just scratched the surfaces. You need to come back. There, we are going to set up a band for you. So we do performances, and we get to talk as well. Do we have a deal?
Let's talk.
Yes, we will talk and we'll fix the day to talk. Uncle Rex, thank you very much for coming. You are a superstar. You are a legend. Ghana is proud of you. The world is proud of you. City TV is proud of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Right. This is Breakfast Daily. We'll be right back.